Glenda, I know we're doing a little chit-chat. This is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IAC Radio in the town of Geraldine, Alabama, but we're not in Geraldine, we're in Midtown, Alabama, and Phil and I have been looking for a little getaway.
I have just a place for it.
Well, I can't wait because you're going to take us on tour. So right now what Phil is doing is showing you that it's beautiful here. I'm looking, it's a treetop. Is it something like a treehouse?
Well, our customers has named it Treehouse Cottages.
Oh, you're like me, you listen to the customers.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I'm looking at your chandelier outside. This is a beautiful little breakfast nook.
Yes.
Or if you just want to come out here and if you had wanted to sip your wine or drink your hot coffee like Phil and I always do. It's just a beautiful surrounding. And I would imagine during the wintertime, does it snow very often here?
It snows quite a bit, but all seasons are beautiful here.
Mm-hmm.
All seasons, spring and summer and fall, winter. It's all beautiful seasons.
And now some of your creations are in here too, and I'd like to talk about that. But this is Belinda Miracle, and Belinda is a real good. We've known each other for years, haven't we, girl?
Haven't we? Yes.
So I love Belinda. So we want to get a little getaway, and I wanted to tell you about this little secret that I've had.
Donna, this is your getaway home cottage for the weekend.
Well,
welcome.
I am ready.
We're delighted you're here.
So, oh, nice stainless steel. Now this is commercial grade kitchen, right?
Yes, ma'am. We used to have a restaurant here, and we turned it into cottages. And I just didn't have the heart to take out this commercial kitchen, but our customers just love it. You know, a lot of people have never stepped foot in a commercial kitchen.
I want to live here. Belinda doesn't know this yet, but I want to know that.
And they just love to come in here and cook. And this is a fantastic grill, charbroil grill inside with all the hood and vent and everything that they can grill inside. Of course, if they want to grill outside, we have one out there as well.
That as well. I love the look of this. This is just a beautiful cabin, but I see something that I have, and Belinda actually sells this in her shop as well. You made this.
Yes, ma'am.
And you I've just got to mention this, I make candles. And I do a lot of light candles, and you want to use grease, like bacon grease or something like that in them, and you wouldn't dream of it. You would think your candles and your soaps would smell like that, but they don't. This is awesome. Tell folks how this works.
Well, if this was a piece of bacon, you fold your bacon down around the edges. It holds 6 or 8 slices, depending on the width of it. And I usually moisten a paper towel and lay over the top to keep it from spattering in your microwave. And put it in the microwave 1 minute per slice of bacon, and it comes out the crispiest, best bacon you ever had. You just lay it off, pour your grease off, and turn this upside down in the dishwasher. I mean, how much easier can you get than that?
Well, you can't get any easier than that. And it's also very easy to clean, I noticed that.
Yes.
So that's just one of the awesome things.
It cooks like iron skillet, but cleans up like Teflon.
There you go. That's what it is. It's all in the make of it. And
Absolutely.
you made it. But I love the kitchen. Oh, you got some really nice pots and pans as well. Okay, where are we going next?
Well, let's go to the living area.
Okay. I love the way you got this designed. Now, did you design this?
Yes, ma'am. I just camped out up here for a while and just
Girl, you need to be an interior decorating.
And this is what I really love to do. This is my favorite thing to do, is decorating and making old things become new.
That's what Christians do, right?
And yes, and I'm just like I guess you would call me an eclectic, because I'm very eclectic.
So what's the story with the barn?
Well, I had some old boards laying out back that was left over from I think some floor rafters or something. And they were looking kind of rough, and I asked some guys to bring them. I said, "Can you bring those up here and nail them down for me?" And then I went in and polished it up and took a torch and burned it a little bit and made this. It had a nice commercial counter.
I like this.
And I took it out to make it rustic, to make it homey, to make it feel good.
Oh, I love it. And plenty of shelving and that. Oh, and a little for your romantic getaway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so
this is what it is. It's for couples, for a romantic getaway. To just be able to kick back. And they love their children and they love their pets, but sometimes they just need to kick back.
You know, you gotta have a date night. That's how you keep the marriage active, and that's how you keep it. And now, are these some place?
Oh, these is Miracle Pottery Plates. This is called Belinda, I believe, I
love those.
And
I've got a lot of what she has created. I have something that looks a lot like this one. Now, what I love about your creations is they are one of a kind. And that's what you want to buy. It's not like you go to a department store and everybody gets the same thing. Each piece is unique, and I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
Just like every person is unique.
Absolutely, and I like that because then you know that it's made by hand, it's not made by a machine. And that's getting few and far between.
And that's
these
what
days.
makes it so very, very special. Absolutely. And I just love everything here. You've got, of course, a little fireplace you can have, and you would put that here, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Usually we do. I don't know. Our girls, I guess, put it over there for the summer.
And everything here is just unique. So, I mean, it's not like you're at a chain store, or a chain whatever. So I like that.
Well,
idea
I mean,
too.
you can rent a hotel, but you can rent a cottage getaway.
Love the door.
Well, if you like the people next door, and they're renting it as the other one, we can open those doors. We have 2 doors, and of course we can open them on your permission and and share.
This would be a great thing to do if you have extended family. Brad and Larissa are going to love this idea. Son and daughter-in-law live in Raleigh, close to Raleigh, North Carolina. So when they come up, this would be awesome. So feeling I could stay here and they could stay in there.
Absolutely. And if they get to bother you too much, you can shut the door.
I sure can.
Oh, and you know, I'm kind of crazy. I have planes coming through the ceiling and everything over here. But
and this is unique.
Well, I had so
You're
much
getting
fun
some decorating
this.
ideas here.
And bringing it from commercial restaurant to homey cottage took a little bit.
This looks like we had a well at the farm. So we bought my grandparents' old farmhouse and 38 acres of land. And I remember the well out there, and there was something like that my granddad had at the well. And then this big long cylinder thing would have the water in it.
Well, that's a pulley. That's what that is. That's a pulley.
Okay.
That's a pulley.
But he had something like that at the
We
well.
wanted it to appear that you could let this down, but we stabilized it because we didn't want anyone to get hurt. But
Right.
we wanted it to appear that you could let this down and up. And then up here, with all the pots and pans hanging on it, that is actually a pallet.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Wait a minute. Did you go into people's homes and decorate?
I would love to. That would be my heart's desire.
You could do it, Belinda.
I would love it. I would absolutely love it. That's one thing that I've always wanted to do and never had the opportunity. But I love decorating and
Well, you
making
can.
things new.
Now tell me the story right here with the...
Well, a friend of mine actually gave this to me, but it was stored in his grandpa's barn for years and years and years. So this is an antique roll of rope. And it wasn't hardly set level. So I put glued some dice under there so my glass would set level. So, because it has little bolts in there and it
You
wouldn't
want it, that's
set
part
level.
of the look.
And so I think it turned out real pretty. It's one of my favorite things in this place.
Now, Belinda is also an author, so I wanted to... I know you probably didn't want me to do this, but I have the books.
Go ahead.
Right here. And so I really like this one. This is a story basically about your life. The dead don't bleed, those who are alive do. So you need to find this. Can you find this on Amazon?
I think it may still be on there, but I
Okay.
have it here.
All right. And then also, this is an awesome, precious little book right here, The Little Ones. And it's the healing stories of unborn babies. And you've also made pottery that go along with that
Yes,
book
ma'am,
as
with the
well.
footprints in it.
So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, now you got some more awesome things you want to show us?
Okay, now we're going down the hall here. I am Native American, so I kind of decorated this in a Native American theme because I love it. I'm proud of my heritage.
Belinda, we're going to have to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. At Miracle Pottery, each pottery item is hand-turned from durable stoneware, clay body, and non-scratch high-fire glaze. Dishwasher oven and microwave safe, our handcrafted dinnerware and bakeware will last a lifetime, staying just as beautiful as the day it was born. Each pot is signed first with a cross in thanks to our Lord, our name, and then the year. We say a tiny prayer for the receiver of each piece that they receive abundant blessings in their lives. It's not just about pottery. Belinda, we're back. So I'm ready to go on with more of this awesome tour.
Okay, head right this way.
I'm noticing little things. You know, my mind just keeps going. You have so many awesome little nooks and places.
Well, actually, this little nook was made to hang your clothes and your ironing boards here.
Okay.
This is and you have your doors here to put your and even to put your luggage on top here.
I love the doors.
And you're about to enter the bathroom, and it's pretty unique.
Oh my goodness! Follow me. Follow me. Oh, I love the bathroom. Oh my goodness, you're going to be taken away. So you've got to take a look at this. Look at this. And so it's little where you can just hang your towels. Now, what's the story with this? Is beautiful. This is beautiful.
That's made of stone, and it's really unique. I think it just is quite fitting for here. And we do make some of our own sinks, but this is not particularly one. This one's made of stone. It's
But this is
carved out of
like a
stone.
piece of furniture.
It absolutely is, and it's antique. You know, it's quite unique. But because it's sitting on top of it, we were able to do that.
And what an idea with it. This is, I love this idea.
Well, you know, when you cut around tin, it's not always smooth, so we have to box them in. But I think that's a unique
But I like
idea.
the look.
Absolutely.
I love the look. Okay, now you've got to see the shower. This is beautiful, and I love. So so put all of your.
That's where you put your toiletries
accessories
and everything. Yes. And then up here is another little storage nook up here, a little bucket up here. And then the ladies always need a little dressing table, so we made quite the little
Now, did
dressing
you
table.
paint this?
Yes.
That too. I just love the touches. Oh, and look, kind of like a little pedestal right here. I'm getting some decorating ideas.
I don't mind. I'll share with you.
Well, I'm gonna say you're gonna have to go. You need to call her to decorate your home. Love it.
My guests tell me that they're quite comfortable, and they really enjoy them. And they asked me if they can take their mattress home with them, and you can feel there, Donna,
Oh, that is
how
nice.
plush that is.
Yeah, that's a good mattress right there. You wouldn't find that in some chain motel at all.
No, ma'am. We try to do best pillows and best mattresses that we can have here because we want them to have a good, comfortable night's sleep.
And I love the colors.
It's beautiful colors. And how many people would put orange in their bedroom?
I wouldn't have thought about it, but I love it.
But I think it's
And
unique.
everything is decorated, and it's pulling out some of those beautiful, vivid colors in your paintings. Yeah, here too. Oh, that's beautiful. And you need to take a look at the outside. You've got a beautiful view here as well. Oh, I love the view. And take a look at an angle right out this way. It's just gorgeous. So I can wake up to a beautiful morning. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is.
And actually in the evenings you see a beautiful sunset going across the mountains over there. You can see a total beautiful sunset here.
I love it. I just love it. And so there's a closet area, but it's closed off. It looks like, but this would be a nice dressing area.
But you can, I mean, the doors are open and you can hang your things in there if you like.
And I want you to look at this door. This one right here. That's not a piece of wood.
Well, it is wood, but
It is
it was just an old painted door.
But it looks like you just refinished it.
But I've actually painted it.
So she painted.
Or what we call faux finish.
Yeah, it doesn't look faux at all. I mean, you can see that's a solid wood door. And I love all of your doors and the handles. And now this
one is an
unique.
antique. Look at this.
Now that would have had to have been one of the skeleton keys, wouldn't it?
Yes, and I did have a skeleton key in there, but I guess somebody liked it better than me.
I hope.
But I love these old doors.
And I love the little touches, like, look at the cute little Dunny.
Well, he holds your door open for you. He hangs in there and holds your door open for you.
Now the floors look unique as well.
Well, these are just wooden floors. Of course, this was a restaurant, and this used to be the prep room dish room, we had refrigerator units all in here, and a commercial sink and dishwasher over here. And to try to transform this back around was quite the feat. But I camped out up here for a while. And
Well,
just worked
were
on
you a cook? Did you own the restaurant?
I owned the restaurant, but I had chefs. But that's why I closed the restaurant, because I'd be out making pottery, and my chef didn't show up, and I'd have to clean up myself and try to cook. But I've owned 6 restaurants, so it was no big thing for me. But it got to be a little bit overwhelming.
What's your specialty?
I love to make a prime rib.
Oh my goodness!
A prime rib is my favorite. And I do a mean steak too, and that grill in there makes some of the best steaks in the whole wide world. And when we had it here, we cut our own meat, we ground our own hamburger and everything.
That's the best hamburger.
And made it, and we didn't have anything frozen, everything was fresh. And the only thing we ever had canned was a little bit of tomatoes and chili beans to make chili. But everything else was fresh and local bought if we could buy it, and the very best we could buy. We only used olive oil and butters and things, healthy food, and that's why people love coming here. And we didn't close because we didn't have business, and we didn't close because the food was bad. We closed simply because I couldn't keep up.
Right. Sometimes you gotta, but I'm glad you did this.
Well, I think this is the best thing I've ever done. I enjoy this, and we get to share it, and guests just love it here. They just want to move in.
Well, there are nice restaurants just right up the
Absolutely,
road.
there's several good restaurants.
But when Phil and I like to do a getaway, we will really do a getaway. So I always bring my own food when I can, and this is the perfect place to do it, and cook your own steaks and do whatever, because you've got the facilities to do that with.
Everything's right here. And the men, that wants to be chefs, and some of them are chefs that actually come here. They just love it.
With a towel, they act like Emerald and put the towel there.
That give me an idea. I need to hang a little chef hat in there, don't I?
Do that. You've got to do that. Just a few minutes left in this segment. So how can folks find you?
Well, we go through Evolve, and then there's a list of other VRBO, and I think there's 5 or 6 that you can go through to book our cottages. We do not book them here. We book them online. There again, we'd have to have a full-time person to take care of that, and they do all the booking for us and just send the guest here. And after you get here, we take as good a care of you as if it's yours at Grandma's house.
Well, I'm going to tell you, and very reasonable prices as well. I wanted to mention that. So now, as you're coming from the interstate, from 59, it's really easy to get here. So how many folks get here from 59?
Well, it's 2.5 miles off the interstate, and we're right on 117. So it's just 2.5 miles. If you get off the interstate going south, you'll make a left and wind around. You have to make a turn or two to stay on 117, but 117 is about 2.5 miles, and just come up the driveway, and here you are.
And also, if you'd like to do a little shopping, some quaint shops around here, some really neat shops. And again, we've mentioned restaurants as well, but it's all here. I mean, right here, you wouldn't even have to leave.
Well, and we do just happen to have a pottery shop downstairs.
You will have to stop by the pottery
and we
shop.
do give a discount to it for our guests.
That's awesome. Anything else you'd like to say before we leave?
Come see us.
Come and see them, and you'll really love Belinda too. Very, very nice lady. But thank you so much for watching Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio. You can find us on television as well. 2 different stations now. Channel 182 on Charter Communications, which is in North Alabama. You can also find us on Abundant TV, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and now, Belinda, we're in Australia.
Absolutely.
So if you are in Australia and you want to come to the States, come right here.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you. Now, you have a website too, right?
Yes, we do. MiraclePottery.com.
MiraclePottery.com. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Kathy.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television 2 different ways. That's Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. You can also find us on Horizon Communications, which is channel 182 on Charter Communications. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thanksgiving right around the corner, and we've had a few Thanksgiving tips in the past few days, but I've got more, and these are absolutely fantastic. And how to not be so wrung out, and you're not happy because you're tired. Well, we're going to fix that. Okay, number one, start 3 days out dicing your onions, garlic, your carrots, your celery, and make sure you keep those in really good Ziploc bags, okay? And enemy is the air, so make sure you get all the air out of those bags, okay, when you're putting those in. Keep them in the refrigerator, in the crisper section of the refrigerator, and they'll be as good as new. Now, if you're going to make potato salad, I'll tell you something else you can do. I love making potato salad, but not peeling the potatoes. I don't like doing that at all. So when you got just a few extra minutes, you can do this like a week before. Going ahead and peel the potatoes, and dice them, whatever you're going to do. Put them in a container of plastic or whatever container you have. Make sure you got enough water to cover those potatoes. It'll keep them turning brown up to a week. So you got that going on. Okay, go to the butcher weeks in advance and order a fresh turkey instead of buying a frozen one. The difference of the taste is kind of incredible too, by the way. Number 3, make it all from scratch. Yeah, it seems like a lot of work, but it's really not. From the gravy to the cranberry sauce to the stuffing, your dinner will be tastier and even more memorable. And I like cranberry sauce any way I can get it, but there really is a difference in taste if you make your own cranberry sauce. Winds up being cheaper. Okay, I feel like I failed as a chef, but there are no leftovers. When there are no leftovers, every year I cook the larger turkey, and you get to make a little more stuffing and make sure that there's a lot of gravy, and that's how you can make that turkey go a little bit farther. Okay, let's see. Depending on how many guests you have, it may be a good idea to buy a cooked turkey. We talked about that just for a second ago, but let me go a little bit more deeper on that. There are a lot of great barbecue joints that have turkeys ready to go, requiring only a worry-free retreat. But I'll tell you something else. If you decide to make your own turkey, which is what I'm going to do, use those browning bags. Yeah, they don't cost but a couple of dollars. And I'll tell you the reason I do that. First of all, the turkey is so juicy. You're not going to have a dry turkey at all if you do it that way. And another reason is less cleanup. That's one of the dreaded things about making your own turkey or your ham or whatever you do is all that cleanup. No effort. But make sure you do this, though. If you do use those browning bags, make sure that you are getting a true browning bag. And then also, you need to cut little holes around the top where you tie the bag. And that way air can escape. Otherwise, you may have burst turkey all over your oven. Have lots of homemade chicken or turkey stock available. Make sure you do that. And this writer, by the way, this is from foodnetwork.com. So the writer here says, I use stock to baste the turkey and make gravy. And I use more than most people would deem necessary just to make sure my bread stuffing is very moist. The other day I had a tip for making cornbread. If you want to make that ahead of time for your stuffing. In the South, we call it cornbread dressing. And it's really easy to do, but make it drier than you normally would if you're going to eat it, with your beans and potatoes. Make it a little drier because it actually makes the best dressing if it's very, very dry. You can actually make that cornbread stuffing a week ahead. Keep it outside, put it in a bag, so make sure dust doesn't get on it. And then use that cornbread. The older the bread is, the better it tastes. Don't get sucked into an ingredient ego. You don't have to source every last ingredient directly from the farm. No, make it easy on yourself, okay? I know we want to cook farm fresh stuff, but sometimes you get in a pinch, especially when you're doing all the cooking. Cut the bird into 10 to 12 pieces and do a chicken fried turkey. That's really good. For people who don't like turkey, they actually like this one. Your guests can have their favorite cut, and you'll bring some playfulness to the meal. Rub the interior of the turkey, the interior with concentrated chicken based. Those you can get like it's a Knorr brand, Knorr. That's really good. Or homemade chicken stock reduction and butter. Butter on anything. And I'll tell you something else you want to do. If you leave the skin on it, you can kind of put your fingers in between the skin and the turkey and put the butter inside there with your own fresh herbs. It's really good. And even people who don't like turkey, it takes that game taste out of it. You know that a turkey can have a game taste? That's another one for that one. Okay, let's see. Create a delicious holiday aroma throughout your home by boiling a pot of water with orange rind, cinnamon sticks, and whole cloves. Oh, that's net. That's an invitation right there. Just smelling good. I mean, that is really a good thing to do. Okay, and this author also says, I like to spread a mixture of breadcrumbs, crumbs, fresh herbs, and pork fat under the skin of the bird. Well, I didn't think about that. Particularly under the skin of the breast. Now, the pork fat keeps the breast moist, and it also adds flavor. I can see where that would work. This is easy right here. For easier carving, remove the wishbone before roasting. Stash it in the roasting tray so it will cook, and you can still make your wish. You know, everybody fights over who's going to make the wish on the wishbone. You can still do it. This is a good idea. I put a half cup of coffee beans in the cavity of the turkey. It creates great depth of flavor, and it takes that game taste out of it. That's a good idea right there. I like to buy my own coffee beans anyway. I don't know, the coffee always tastes fresher that way. Use your oven space wisely. Make dishes like mashed potatoes ahead and heat them in a double boiler and save room in the oven for things that need to be crisp, like maybe your stuffing. I always like to have fun, upbeat music playing as people enter the house. Then during dinner, we switch gears to piano or jazz just to allow a little more conversation. Another one is leave your turkey unwrapped in the refrigerator overnight. You'll get crispier skin when you cook it, and it's also easier to carve. Yeah, anything that is fresh out of the oven is going to be a little bit harder to carve, but if you got it that way, it's going to be better. Okay, leave your turkey unwrapped in the refrigerator overnight. Don't be too cool with a meat thermometer. I'm not sure what that means. I'll have to do a little research on that. Don't be too cool for a meat thermometer. Oh, don't be too cool not to have one is what he's saying. I agree with that. Got to make sure that any kind of turkey, chicken, it's got to be cooked thoroughly, okay, on the inside. Nothing would be worse than everybody comes down, they're sitting down, they're ready for the turkey and their mouth's watering, and it's not done on the inside. Guess what? You got to take it back to the oven. There goes another couple of hours. Make sure it's done. Meat thermometer is a must. Before you roast the bird, insert several metal skewers into each turkey thigh. They direct the heat to the thighs more efficiently, and the faster the thighs cook, the less time the breast has to dry out. Good idea. And this is another good one. A crown roast of lamb is one of the favorite Thanksgiving feasts. The lamb is rich and it's for a fall celebration. That makes good sense. Okay, here's another one. I like to have a few bottles of cola open to flavor my turkey. That is a good idea. If you're going to use those browning bags and you put your own herbs and everything in it, you got your butter going on inside the skin and the whole works, if you get a can of cola, it doesn't matter what kind. I found the sugar works better than the sugar-free, so just pour that canned cola in there, just all around it. And another thing you can use is pickle juice. I save all of my pickle juice. I got jars of it in the refrigerator right now, just waiting for Thanksgiving. Okay, let's see. Incorporate some games into the day. Yeah, do that just to kind of keep everybody lighthearted, especially kids and they're starving to death. They can't wait on the turkey to get done. Have like touch football. We used to make these little paper footballs. Just get paper and make it kind of like a triangle. Play football on the table if you can't go outside and it's raining, because sometimes it does. Okay, let's see. Right here is, for me, Thanksgiving is the beginning of the season to be jolly, so I always make eggnog. And yeah, that's a good idea too. Gets everybody ready for Christmas. A lot of folks shop the day after after Thanksgiving as well. So that's getting everybody into the holiday spirit. I always prefer 2 smaller birds than one big one. I find a large bird so much more difficult to deal with, from fixing it into the oven to carving it. Another good idea. One more. Don't try to serve the entire meal hot if you don't have enough space or burners. One of my favorite dishes is a green bean salad that you can serve at room temperature. So think about that, the things you can serve at room temperature. That's why I like the potato salads. I got that going on. It doesn't have to be hot, and so I just pull it straight out of the refrigerator. Thank you so much for watching Afternoon Drive Home on IC Radio, source for news and entertainment. You can also find us on television, channel 182 on Charter, Abundant TV, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. I hope you have an awesome, blessed day, and I hope that you watch us coming up with the next awesome guest in just a